communities in Tonga are like other communities in the Pacific. Like any other Pacific island, Tonga is part of a global community that is vulnerable to the effects of climate change, increasing threat of food security, HIV/AIDS, effects of fuel prices on basic food items, high cost of education, and declining population, to name a few. Sustaining rural lifestyles are becoming more difficult for Pacific governments and administrations to bear, as their needs are harder to be met. There is an ongoing need to create partnership with donor agencies, regional organizations, and non-government organizations or NGOs to ensure the basic needs of rural communities are met, because there isn't enough money within the government to reach out into the more isolated communities. One NGO that is making a difference in the lives of rural people in the Kingdom is the mainstreaming of Rural Development Innovation Tonga Trust, or Modi Tonga Trust. The Vavau Islands is the largest group of islands in the Kingdom, with more than 50 raised coral atolls, but only 11 are inhabited. Modi Tonga pilots most of its trainings and projects here because of the proximity of the islands, before refining and distributing to the other 2 districts. In the capital, Nuku'alofa, Modi staff are preparing to leave for Vava'o to inspect the progress of projects there. One important task they have to conduct is purchase supplies for approved projects from a hardware store.
Thank you.
Ike and Acela are making payments and will be inspecting all materials to ensure the right quantity and items are packed and shipped to the respective project sites. They are making payments for project material that is to be sent not only to Vava'o but other islands with approved projects. Every item has to be checked for quality and quantity. Satisfied with the supplies, Ike and Acela will have to leave to continue packing to allow them to check in for the Nuku'alofa to Vava'o flight.
The last project is about $140,000. Say 0.1 million. Thank you very much.
Accompanying Ike and Acela from Modi Regional Office at the Foundation of the Peoples of the South Pacific International, FSPI, is the Learning Unit Coordinator, Vikash Kumar.
I guess for us, a more useful thing from the M&E perspective is to see what the issues are, whether we have solved the things that we had identified last year. There were some issues we had identified, so hopefully we have solved some of those.
It's Wednesday, 16th February 2011, and it's also the cyclone season for most of the South Pacific countries. A low-pressure warning had been issued to the Kingdom, Fiji and neighbouring countries. Neafu town is the main administrative and business centre for the Vava'o group. It has a population of over 15,000 and provides support to the rural people in outer islands with health, job opportunities and education. Pangai Motu Wharf is about 4 kilometers from Neafu. This is the closest point to the first project site, the village and island of Kapa. One of the projects earmarked here is the extensive repair to the Kapa jetty. The team is also here to check on projects that have already been implemented. Repairing of the town hall roof, which is now completed and serves 2 purposes: to harvest rainwater and become an evacuation centre during natural disasters. Kapa was also a recipient of the art and craft training Modi offered. These are not rivers, but temporary streams created only when it rains. Over the years, they have cut through the soil, creating small ravine-like landscape. Soil erosion and mud in this community is part and parcel of their way of life.
Water erosion creating gullies and soil leaching is the major problem that Kapa faces with the runoff, stripping the topsoil and perhaps aided by the pigs digging up every vegetation trying to grow. The physical condition of Kapa environment, as you can see, is very rugged, and the problem is soil has been washed away by heavy rain to the sea. Pigs are contributing factors to this problem.
Unfortunately, pigs here are the community's main source of income. Sinithalela Pangai is married to a man from Kapa and knows the benefit of raising pigs to be sold in Nei Afu, the capital and main trading center of Vava'o.
Swine and agriculture farming is my main source of income.
Modi's 2010 baseline survey recorded 400 pigs for 11 households, with Sinithalela owning more than 200 pigs. The real pig population here could well be over 1,000 by now. Money is a priority, and so leaving the pigs to roam to feed and ruin lawns of the village will have to be respected for now.
We appreciate the training that Modi has provided. However, it's a shortfall on our part for not practicing the skills we've learned.
The first visit is now completed. The team still has 4 more communities to visit. This has to be accomplished within the next 10 days. Otea will be next, followed by Hunga, Lape and Matamaka. They are all part of the Motu district, or outer island communities in the Vava'o group. Since Modi's presence in 2007, one important form of training that has been high on its agenda is refining the mindsets of the target communities from dependency to self-reliance. Otea is about a 20-minute boat ride from Kapa and is located on the same island. The baseline survey in 2010 shows a much higher population in Otea than its neighbor. While the village also has issues with pigs, the animals haven't really caused the locals concern. Since Otea began its association with Modi, it has been a beneficiary of well-coordinated trainings and development projects that impact on poverty alleviation, education, food security, nutrition and learning skills that empower them to earn an income. One Modi project that made a positive impact among the Otea women is capacity building in Hiapo, or mulberry farming. This is a traditional skill that was once practiced commonly here, but is now almost extinct due to the high number of skilled women migrating.
Modi has resulted in a lot of positive impacts on the islands, largely because of the needs that we set forth in the development plans, such as developing skills through trainings such as arts and crafts.
Without Modi's intervention, a culture and tradition would have been completely lost in Otea. According to the team's itinerary this morning, the next community would be Hunga on Hunga Island, the largest raised coral atoll in the Motu district. As expected, the weather isn't too promising. The first few minutes in the open sea wasn't too bad, but not for too long.
I'm not really sure, they're still talking about it, so we'll just visit another community and then probably watch the weather and then decide where we go from there.
The captain had no choice but to turn back, and plan B had to be made immediately.
We've just turned around because the sea is really rough, so we can't go to Hunga. We are turning around to go to Matamaka now. We reached Matamaka and then we realized that there was only one boat there, which means that most of the people are out in the town. So we decided to turn around and go back to Niafu. Spend the weekend there and then hopefully the weather improves. Then come back and continue with our journey.
Back in Niafu, the weather has worsened. Therefore, it was a good decision to turn back. It's Sunday morning, and the only hope the team has is a miracle and heavenly intervention. Monday, 21st February came and the weather hasn't changed. The trip to the last 3 project sites had to be postponed for the next day. The team had no choice but to spend extra days in Niafu. Additional costs incurred and time running out, the team will now have to plot a new schedule. The team decided to drop one project site, Matamaka. Tuesday, 22nd February, a ray of hope shone for the Modi team to complete the final leg of their official visit. While the team is getting ready for their trip to Lape, fishermen are busy selling their catch. Niafu is the closest market for the people of the Moto district to sell their products. The team's first stop over today will be Lape, the smallest community in the Moto district. Hunga will be the final project site. In 2010, Lape recorded a population of about 30 people. The team is here to assess small projects that are currently in operation. The wheelbarrow has been very helpful in carting large quantities of produce to the wharf to be sold in Niafu. Lape is quite the opposite of Kapa in terms of pig management. For the past decade, Lape has been running a major campaign against the free roaming of pigs in the village and the gardens. Confinement of pigs in a large community pen like this is the key to Lape's success story. Since the caging of pigs, Lape is seeing the fruits of its work. Root crops are now planted within the periphery of the village without the fear of damage by the pigs. The neatness in the community compound has also attracted tourism, bringing in extra income to them. Kapa could learn from Lape and realize that environmental protection, in fact, can be an alternative source of income through promotion of tourism. Displayed at the village community hall are handicrafts produced by the Lape women. Fabric painting and handicraft production was introduced to Lape by Modi in 2010. This is a similar training that was also offered to other communities in the Mothu district. This will be Lape's first production since training. The marketability of their products will be tested when they display their handiworks at the arrival of tourists at Nei Afu on Thursday, 24th February. Even before the handicrafts left the island, a sale was already taking place.
I think it's a good buy. I've always bought something here because I appreciate their effort. They didn't have these skills, now they have after the training.
Modi has done a tremendous job in encouraging people to become more self-reliant through the delivery of trainings, making people realize that they have the potential to earn a substantial sum of money by using primary resources found along the beaches, on land, at sea, and turning that into handicrafts made out of pandanus, mulberry, seashells and other sources that are easily found and sold for cash. Modi helps develop the mindset by innovatively converting natural resources into potential handicrafts.
Another area that Modi assisted Lape with was the provision of educational equipment to the local government primary school. Daniela is the head of the school and the only one looking after the administration and teaching of this combined class. Before Modi can commit itself to any development projects in the community, a special arrangement is made with recipients before implementation. Modi felt that in order for a community to fully appreciate the assistance they get, a small contribution of 25% to the total cost of the project will be required. Hunga is the largest island in the Mothu district with a population of over 250 people. This is also where Modi has its largest and most successful project, the construction of this concrete road from the wharf to the village. Before the construction in 2008, the access to the village was this dirt track. When it rained, the road became slippery and dangerous to use, especially when carting heavy loads to and from the village. Today, the new road is the pride and joy of the people. Transportation to and from the wharf has become far easier for the people of Hunga. The structure is becoming a popular recreational site for afternoon gossips and those who love to exercise. Thanks to the kind funding collaboration between the Indian High Commission, Modi Tonga Trust and the community, a long-standing dream has been realized. This year, 2011, the people of Hunga have managed to secure more funds from Modi for the extension of the road from where it is now to the village garage. A distance of about 100 meters is left to be paved. Once again, the 25% contribution from the community was required, and Hunga has already paid in full. A full production line in fabric painting and handicraft is underway. This is another initiative of the women and Modi. It's Wednesday, 23rd of February, and the women are extra busy. They are trying to complete as many items in preparation for the arrival of a tourist ship at Nei Afu. One member of the women's group is 25-year-old Pelonia Tautai, also known as Pelo. Pelo didn't really want to join the women's group at first, as they were much older than her. However, after attending Modi's fabric printing workshop last year, She realized the importance of the skills she learned to earn an income and be able to support her auntie and mother.
What I'll do is motivate the young girls to join the group. I'll invite them to the village hall to see what the group is doing and hope that will get them interested.
This will be Pelo's first experience in selling her handiwork to tourists in Neyafu. There's an air of excitement with the group as they board their vessel to Neyafu. The boat looks overloaded and without life jackets, but this is the nature of traveling here in Motu district and in most parts of the Pacific. Everyone is oblivious to the looming dangers, the possibility of the boat capsizing. The laden vessel arrived safely at Neyafu just before sunset. The ladies would have to find accommodation for the night. This isn't a problem as there are lots of relatives, church halls and friends.
I guess it was quite strange and funny. So many of us came in just a little boat, which was with no safety equipment and just I guess depending on the mercy of the sea and just the hope that the boat will bring us all the way here. But this is the reality that people face. They can't afford to pay for these boats, to come just alone. They have to really group together, and especially these ladies because they are going to sell their things here, so they have to pull a couple of them together to meet the cost of the boat.
It's only 6 a.m. on Thursday, 24th February. Ike had to be here early to facilitate the setting up of display tables. Stall setting up is slow. There are no signs yet of women from Lape, Hunga and other Motu communities where Modi had conducted their handicraft trainings.
We don't care how much we sell, but when we try to show our stuff, it's very important for us. And
by about 7 o'clock, the vendors have begun arriving, transforming Neyafu Wharf into a busy mini handicraft center. By 11 a.m., tourists predominantly from European countries start arriving. They only have 6 hours on land before they move to their next destination. Tourists came and passed the stalls and there's still no sign of Pelo. Coming late would mean not getting the best spot for her items. Sales at the stalls are slow. Knowing the sales situation wasn't promising, our seller began exercising her marketing skills, an area which most of the group lacks. Within a short time, our seller struck a deal with the client. She gave a discount on the item that was previously $10 each. Without the knowledge of the owner, she had slashed the price in half, and as a result, the client asked for an extra one and offered $11 for 2. This now translates into 20 pa'anga. Pelo finally arrives at the scene, but most tourists have visited, purchased their items and left. Her handicrafts are now placed at the back tables. The chances of her making a sale today is very slim. By 4 p.m., tourist numbers have thinned. The ladies seem content with their efforts today. While some are celebrating, Pelo isn't really happy.
Oh, the sale was good, but the sale was good today, but not good enough.
With the women successfully completing their sales earlier in the day, the onus is now on the men to do their part. Modi team is also there to witness the enthusiasm of the men working together in a project that is demand-driven, has strong community participation and ownership, innovating rural development.